Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, class. Yeah, you are all welcome to virtual classroom. I would like to share my screen for you to have access to what I'm going to take you. You're all welcome to virtual classroom. And then let's wait. I want this thing to come up so that we commence on time. A very good one. Good morning, class. You're all welcome to virtual classroom. My name is Dr. Wally Palobi. I am the facilitator for EDU 733. The title of this course is Teaching Business Studies. Teaching Business Studies. And then the course code is EDU 733, as you can see, EDU 733. Please don't forget, Teaching Business Studies, and this EDU 733. This morning, I'll be taking you study section 1. Study section 1. Concepts. The study section 1 is concept of teaching. Concept of teaching. Concept of teaching. And then the learning outcomes. In the course of study this course, just please pay attention and listen and listen good. Learning outcomes. At the end of this course, at the end of this lesson rather, you'll be able to define the concept of teaching, state the purposes of teaching, enumerate the components of teaching, explain the principles of teaching. Those are the 4 learning outcomes. So let's quickly go to the lesson properly. Study section 1, as I've rightly said. The topic is concept of teaching. Concept of teaching. Concept of teaching. So here, I just want you guys to note this, that when we are teaching, we are trying to facilitate and promote learning. And I would like you guys to pay attention to this. It's extremely important. Teaching gives room for knowledge to be passed to the next generation. Teaching gives room for knowledge to be passed to the next generation. So teaching can be regarded as an effort that is geared towards bringing about research changes regarding abilities, behavior of human and human learning to help contribute to living better. I said teaching can be regarded as an effort that is geared towards bringing about desired changes regarding abilities, knowledge, and human learning to help contribute to living standard, to living better. The purposes of teaching. One of the, I highlight 3 purposes here, but we have so many. But here, because of time, let's quickly look at this. The teaching helps students to obtain knowledge, recall knowledge, and use the knowledge. For instance, in the class setting, I let you realize that in a mathematics class, I let you realize that, okay, 2 plus 2 equal to 4. 2 raised to power 2 equal to 4. And at the same time, 3 raised to power 2, 3 raised to power 2 equal to 9. You now go home, you look at it. Okay, it says 2 raised to power 2 equal to 4. 3 raised to power 2 equal to 9. That is 2 times 2 equal to 4. 3 times 3, that is 3 in 2 places, is 3 raised to power 2 equal to 9. You recall and you use it. And use the knowledge. It helps develop better attitude. The way you behave, the way you think, it will help, that's what teaching does. You become better person. Initially, if you used to vex on, without being controlled, look at it, okay? Like business class, commercial classes. All that we teach is business. You look at it, okay, this how to relate, for instance. I'm taking a particular concept, that customer relations. This how to behave when your customer comes to your store. You don't shout at any customer. You don't do this. So it's like that. Oh, and I've been shouting. So I'm not meant to be shouting at them. It helps develop better attitude. And teaching helps the recipients to understand, analyze, synthesize, and evaluate skills. Those are the things that teaching does. I just put 3 here for you to have better understanding. From here, we move to components of teaching. There are 3 major components of teaching. There are 3 major components of teaching. 1, preparation. 2, execution. And the third one is evaluation. I will pick them one by one. Look at preparation. Now, these 3, the lesson is planned. Preparation. Component of, we are talking about component of teaching. The lesson is planned by the teacher to include all the requirements for the lesson. All what's the lesson required. For instance, here now you'll be thinking of, okay, which methodology am I going to apply to teach these people? Is it demonstration? Is it demonstration method? Am I going to use presentation method? You look at it, which method will suit a particular, like what I'm doing now. I'm doing it online. You look at it, which method. Before I come to this class, I've prepared my slide for you to have access to what I'm teaching you, so that you can screenshot from your hand and reperuse later for better understanding. So you look at it, the methodology, the instructional material that you are going to use for the teaching. Which are the instructional material I'm going to use? Like textbook that you want to use, like teaching aids that you want to use. They are extremely necessary. And then now, execution. At this phase, the teacher is responsible for communicating the prepared lesson to the students. What you are prepared. You now want to communicate to the students for them to have better understanding of the lesson. Using the methodology that you wanted to use. Execution. You are executing what you are prepared. So now, After you might have delivered the lecture properly the way you wanted it, you now move to evaluation. You assess what you have taught your students. In the course of teaching now, in this course, I have mentioned some things to you as a purpose of teaching. If I should ask you now to give me just a purpose of teaching, I think you guys should be able to give me. And because I made mention of it develops, it helps students to develop better attitude. You look at it. Oh, this man made mention of this. So many and other ones that I've mentioned. You evaluate. There are so many. You have two major ways of evaluating student. You evaluate. It could be your evaluation could be formative. In the course of doing it, I ask a question, and then evaluation could be summative. Maybe the summative aspect is when you want to write your exam, but you must evaluate what you're teaching them. That is informative style, formative evaluation. Extremely necessary. The next one to this is principles of teaching. In an active learning environment, I'm talking about principles of teaching now. In an active learning environment, a very good conducive environment, when teaching is planned, more learning will be achieved. When teaching is planned, more learning will be achieved. 2, in an active learning environment, please don't forget this. Teachers are expected to effectively teach students to attain the stated objectives of the lesson, because before I come to this class, I've stated my objectives. And then at the beginning of this course, I told you lesson outcome. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to do this and that and that. I stated the first thing that I stated for you in this class, and I will still examine you based on it. Teachers are expected to effectively teach students to attain the stated objectives of the lesson. You must be able to understand. You must be able to have better understanding of what I've taught you, so that at the end of it all, I will ask you a question. You respond. Teaching makes students to learn from one another. That is one of the principles of teaching. Because peradventure, I give you guys now, okay, you are meant to present in next class. Go and look for more principles of teaching. Go and look for more purposes of teaching. You will research and then you come back and present. And then in the course of presenting, before you present, and then I ask you guys to group yourself into 5. In the course of presenting, you will have rehearsed and you will have learned from each other. Do you get me right now? Teaching provides timely feedback that is on their performances. With timely feedback, okay, in this course, you did well, you made A. You didn't do well, you made C. Yes, it provides timely, because after teaching, I examine you and I mark it like giving you test. It's formative evaluation. I give you test immediately and I mark it immediately. Oh, it's formative. So self-assessment question. Define teaching. List 2 purposes of teaching. Enumerate 3 components of teaching. Explain one of the principles of teaching. Explain one of the principles of teaching. So in summary, in studying this session, in the course of teaching you this course, in the course of this class, you have learned about concept of teaching. In the course of this class, you've learned about concept of teaching, and then the concept of teaching, Don't forget that I told you that I gave you definition of teaching, and I let you realize that, and it has been I let you realize that it has been established that teaching gives room for knowledge to be passed to the next generation. You have learned about the concept of teaching, purposes of teaching, component of teaching, and principles of teaching. Thank you for listening. God bless you all.